Hello and welcome to episode 11 of our Foundation playthrough where we are playing in Bosco Verde. This episode we have a pretty big goal. We're going to be looking to complete the entire Clergy progression panel, which we have pretty much nearly done, and as part of that we're going to be also finishing off our monastery, which we've been adding to slowly over time, but I would like to get it into, I guess, what would be kind of its final state. So if we come to our progression panel and we look at Clergy, we can see that we just have one thing left to unlock, and that is the monastic abbatial church, which I would definitely like to be part of the final monastery build, and that's going to cost us 50 clergy influence, which we are slowly gaining through different tasks. It's not that hard for us to get up to 50. Our maximum is set at 50, so that shouldn't be too difficult. However, there is one other requirement, that we need 300 clergy splendor, whereas right now we only have 250 if we look over here. And the way we get clergy splendor is by building clergy affiliated things. So the way I'm going to do it is by building a church over in our new mining town that we created last episode. So we are going to be building a church over in this little hamlet over here, and we need that church to be at least 50 clergy splendor in order to take us up to 300 and hopefully over it. There's a couple of other services that we're going to be wanting in this hamlet, such as a manor house, a market, all the kind of usual suspects. So we've got a few little improvements we need to make here before we can fully build out our monastery, and I'm going to go ahead and start by building the church over here. There we go, I'm pretty happy with how that is looking. It's built it just right next to the bridge as you come into this new area, so that'll be quite a good way to welcome people, and it's going to cost us 2,000 coins and quite a lot of materials, including a statue which we're not yet making, so I should probably go ahead and place that statue workshop. And it is going to give us 134 clergy splendor, so that should put us well in the clear for being able to unlock our abbatial church. There we go, Clergy Tier 5 reached. We won't be able to actually unlock it yet because we're still waiting for our influence to edge up. So yeah, hopefully while we're doing some other things that we'll get a bit more clergy influence. And the sculpture workshop and stained glass workshop that we worked on last time can be found under this logistics tab next to the builders workshop. And I would like to go ahead and build both of those because I think we might want to use a little bit of stained glass and sculptures in our monastery build. And I'm going to go ahead and build these just at the base of our mining rock. And I believe we do have to build a builder's workshop at the same time, it seems. So let's see if we can arrange these into something that looks a little bit nicer. There we go, I'm pretty happy with that arrangement for them, so let's go ahead and build it. And immediately we can employ some builders, which I will go ahead and do. As we are also mining quartz in this part of town, just this mine over here, I'd also like to build another glass blower near that deposit. We've got our glass smelter just along here, and I can go ahead and build that out just near the mine. I forgot that the glass blower requires light fortification, so I will actually come and place that over here in our light fortification area. And that means we're also going to want to store a bit of glass down in this warehouse. And we're about to hit quite an exciting milestone. If I come over here to accept some villagers, we're on 899. And these two will take us just over 900 villagers, which is massive. I don't think we'll get to 1,000 in this episode, but perhaps next episode could be the moment that we hit 1,000. And while we are over in this part of the map waiting for our clergy influence to go up, I will take the time to build out a little market, tavern and manor house for the houses in this part of the map. And I'm pretty happy with that for our city market, so I'm going to go ahead and build all of that. And in the meantime, it looks like we can populate our glass blower with a couple of workers, so let's pop them in there. And we can also get a village priest into our church. And then just on the other side of the road, opposite our city market, I am going to build a manor house. And I'm pretty happy with how that's looking for our manor house, so I'm going to go ahead and build all of that too. And it looks like we can employ a master builder. I'm not sure what they're responsible for, whether it's the stained glass or the sculptures, but either way, we have a master builder now. And the final thing I'd like to build over in this part is another tavern so that the people over here have access to entertainment. And I'm pretty happy with how that's looking for our tavern, so I'm going to go ahead and build all of that as well. And we've now got a second master builder in, so we should have people in both our sculpture workshop and our stained glass workshop for whenever we need those items. And we have officially got both enough clergy influence and clergy splendour to unlock our monastic abbatial church. And with that, we have completed the clergy progression. And another thing I would like to do, as we have managed to gather 50 monastic scripts, which is pretty good, is to promote our monastic emissary, who I think is the only person in this whole monastery who's going to benefit from this promotion. So we're going to go ahead and promote Sister Hildith, which should maximise her job efficiency. And there's not much use for our scripts after that, so we could start to sell them to bring in some cash. I'm not entirely sure what else we can do with them apart from that. And so I think we are ready to do our final build out of this monastery, and there are a few things I want to make sure I include. Those being obviously the abbatial church that we've just unlocked, as well as another kitchen and refectory, perhaps a few extra dorms as well, and I think another vegetable garden. So I will go ahead and begin that. There we go, and I'm pretty happy with all of that. So that is probably the final touches we will ever do on our monastery. I will probably use some of our influence to welcome a few more novices in so they can come and work in the new buildings that we've built. We also seem to be struggling to get berry brew over to this tavern, so I'm going to go and ahead and maybe add a little berry brewery on the back of this and see if that helps. And so I'll also make sure that we are storing a few berries here as well. And our treasury is looking better since last episode. One of the things I have very consistently struggled with in this city is having food shortages. I have sort of constantly built out extra wheat farms and dairy farms and hunters' huts. So I don't know if we just maybe need even more than I have, although I don't really know how much more space on the map there will be for all of that kind of stuff. But yeah, if anyone has any tips on how they're keeping up with their refined food, I'm basically having to import a lot of it through the royal book, which then costs us a lot of money and then sometimes puts our treasury in a bit of jeopardy when we have to do a big cheese order or something. So yeah, any tips or tricks on how anyone else has solved their refined food shortages would be very welcome. And I shall leave this episode looking across the front of our new monastery. We are still waiting for some bits to be built out. We're building a lot of stuff at once, so we need to wait for a few more tools and other things, so hopefully we'll be able to see the final product in the next episode. But thank you very much for watching this playthrough of Foundation, and I will see you in the next one.